The war in the Middle East is getting more dangerous by the day. Missiles are being fired, airstrikes are continuing, and tension across the regions are rising. On one side is Iran, on the other side is Israel, backed by the US. But many people are asking one big question: who actually has a military advantage? To understand this, let's break down the military power, resources, and the strategy of each side. Iran actually has one of the largest militaries in the Middle East. It has around 610,000 active military personnel, and in case of war, Iran can also mobilize nearly 350,000 reserve troops. Now, let's compare this with Israel. Israel has around 170,000 active soldiers, but because military service is compulsory in the country, Israel can quickly mobilize about 465,000 reservists during emergencies. But when the US enters the picture, the scale changes completely. The US military has about 1.3 million active personnel and more than 8 lakh reserve troops. So, in terms of manpower, Iran has more soldiers than Israel, but US is far larger than both combined. Because wars are extremely expensive, the defense budget plays a critical role. US spends about $877 billion every year on defense. This is the largest military budget in the world. Israel spends around $34 billion annually, while Iran spends roughly $10 billion per year, lesser than two countries. It is mainly because international sanctions have limited Iran's economy for many years. But despite spending less money, Iran has focused heavily on building missiles and drones. Now let's look at air power, which plays a huge role in the modern warfare. The US has the largest air force in the world, with more than 13,000 military aircraft, which includes F-35 Lightning II, the F-22 Raptor. On the other hand, Israel operates around 600 aircrafts, including some of the most advanced fighter jets in the world, which are F-35-1 Adir, F-16 Fighting Falcon, while Iran has roughly 500 aircraft such as F-14 Tomcat, the MiG-29 and the F-4 Phantom II. But many of them are older models. Because of this technological gap, Israel has a clear advantage over Iran in the air, especially when supported by the US. But Iran has developed a strategy to balance this weakness, and that strategy is missiles and drones. Military experts estimate that Iran possesses more than 2,000 ballistic missiles, which include the Shahab-3, the Sijil and the Fateh 110. These missiles can reach targets across the Middle East. Iran has also invested heavily in military drones, which are cheaper to produce than fighter jets and can be launched in large numbers. This means Iran can attack targets using waves of missiles and drones, even if it does not dominate the skies. Now, Israel is well aware of this threat. So over the years, it has built one of the most advanced missile defense systems in the world. You may have heard of Iron Dome, which intercepts short-range rockets. But Israel has David Sling and the Arrow missile defense system also, which also designed to intercept longer-range missiles. Together, these systems create a multi-layered defense shield protecting Israeli cities and incoming attacks. Let's now talk about the Navy. US Navy is the most powerful naval force in the world, with nearly 490 ships including aircraft carriers and nuclear submarines. Iran has over 100 naval vessels, but many of them are smaller, fast attack boats designed for coastal warfare. Israel has around 80 naval ships including advanced submarines, but when the US Navy enters the battlefield, it becomes a dominant power at sea. But despite all of this, who can actually sustain the war for longer? Iran has strength in numbers, missiles and drones. Israel has advantage in technology, intelligence and advanced air power. But once the US become involved, the equation changes dramatically. With the world's largest defense budget, the biggest navy and the most powerful air force, US remains the dominant military force in the conflict. The real danger now is further escalation because this conflict has already begun affecting the wider Middle East.